Loving God, we begin this meeting. We open our hearts to receive your divine inspiration. Fill us with your Holy Spirit that we may be guided by your wisdom and insight. Help us to think creatively and innovatively, seeking solutions that align with our purpose. As we approach the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina and Ida, which is August the 29th, we thank you, Lord, for blessing us with the recovery that we have had. Lord, please protect us during the remainder of this hurricane season. Lord, please help the town of Roseland recover from the fire at Smitty's All Products and provide the employees with jobs till Smitty reopens. Amen.
Amen.
Walter Maples Jr., James Sheremy,
Here.
Carly Stelly,
Here.
Lauren Gonzalez, Brian Bartholomew,
Here.
Michael Ciano.
Yes. Okay, person's request, have anybody can fill out the paperwork, feel free.
Leonard Ray regarding LA1 shoulder.
I want to thank Carlos for taking care of the shoulder on LA1. Wonderful job.
Thank you.
That is all.
All right, good afternoon, appreciate y'all coming. Like I said, today is August the 27th. We got some good news and working together as a team in different areas. So we're gonna have locations tonight, we're gonna go through the agenda, and we welcome y'all tonight. So like I said, if people still wanna come in, if a few more rodeos coming up, we understand, so far so good. No songs, a lot of prayers, and good answers. So let's go to item 5, minutes of approval. Any questions or change? If not, we need a motion to go ahead and accept. Motion. Michael, second by. Second. James, all in favor, signify aye.
Aye.
Okay. Bids, public hearing, notice none. Grand Island Police Department, Mr. Beaver.
Good afternoon, everybody. Chris is not able to be here, so he called me to ask me if I'd fill in for him. Total call-outs for this past month was 70. Total citations was 7. Total arrest was 4. And here we go to the court fines paid, $9,286.57. Golf cart tags sold for that month, 5,850. Golf cart tags for the year-to-date, 360,000.
Okay, any questions?
Any questions for me or anything like that for Chris or anything?
Okay. All right, Steve, you all do a great job. You and the police dispatchers and working with the fire department. This whole summer,
Those
did a great
guys.
job, so I want to thank y'all. Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you very
You're
much.
doing a great job. You know, we really we had a good summer. And like I said, we all worked together to make sure the island was safe. Got one of the best departments, fire department, police department, working closely. Everywhere we go, it's amazing the people, how they praise, how we take care of our people, meaning strangers that come in and on the island, the tourists, I mean, it's amazing. It heads out. So let's give a good hand for the fire department and police department. Okay, engineers, Mr. Joe Chauvin.
Thank you, Mayor. Town Council, Joe Chauvin with GIS Engineering. First update is our PPDR program. We have a total of 20 sites. Currently, we have, I said 5 in our report, but I went and check a couple of them today. We have 6 completed, one at 95% complete, and they are starting behind the school today. So they're going to start tearing down that trailer and everything, and they're moving forward. I do have a credit to the contract in an amount of $1,600. At Quincy Lane, Mr. James Grow had a grant for Restore Louisiana, and they came down and they tore down some pollards. DHF could not perform this work because it was already done, so we have a credit. So I will issue a deductive change order in an amount of $1,600. I just need council approval.
Any question? If not, we need a motion.
Motion to accept.
Moved by Brian, second by Michael. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, so be it. Okay.
All right, community center, in y'all packet today, I did have my engineer, structural engineer give the assessment. He will come down here, and we will schedule a meeting, and whoever with the council wants to come into town, we can go to the community center and explain the repairs to it. It's doable. We do have a cost, this is all estimate, so we do have an estimate for repairs versus plus the painting of the columns, because once we repair it, while we're there, we might as well paint it and make sure it lasts and we have a good coat on it. I did go by today. The power has not been reestablished yet, so the mayor has asked me to call Energy tomorrow and see what is the holdup on this, and I will follow back up with the mayor's office, Ms. Bonnie, and let them know, and also the building department.
Do you know around what the date would be to meet? Because, just curious, because I'm sure Tim Kerner would want to be there.
So Councilman Kerner will have that emailed to him.
Okay.
I just got the paint report
Yeah,
today.
okay.
I didn't have it in the packet, but I want to put it all together, but I want to explain, this is a very, this is a rough magnitude cost estimate.
Okay.
On the steel,
Yeah,
steel fluctuates regardless, so we got a 30% contingency on our steel prices. May come in low, may can come in right at budget, it may come in 30%, but we assume that repair cost in here. So I will get this to his chief of staff, Mr. Paul Rivera, tomorrow with that supporting document, and I will get the paint quote to Ms. Bonnie as well.
can you let us know when y'all schedule?
Yes,
it?
I will notify
We'll
Ms.
make
Jan and
sure.
Ms. Bonnie when that happens, so we can all out there and meet. It's not that bad of a repair, it's just a lot of technical stuff that I want my structural engineer to explain to y'all.
Okay, perfect.
And
Uh,
y'all talking, while you're talking about with Timmy and Jennifer, talking with them too, they fired up. They're finding the money to help us put this
So-
together,
so-
talking with them too.
So just remember, the steps that we keep moving forward is I gotta get the energy hooked back up.
Yeah, that's first,
Once I get energy
Right.
hooked back up,
right.
I'm receiving the report recommendation for the mold, the procedures, I'm gonna put that, I'm gonna get a quote on that, then it comes for the council to get a quote on doing the mold remediation and asbestos remediation. Then once that's there, I'm gonna have my engineering team come in, and we're gonna give an assessment on the building, so we can see how much it's gonna actually cost. Because I know there's gonna be a threshold in the parish's eyes on how much money they're gonna wanna spend on this building. So, we're working through the processes, we're still dealing with FEMA on this building. We still have some insurance questions they have to answer. We had our meeting today, we are on number 5 and 6, our FEMA reps. Number 3 has been pulled off our project, and they went to another project, another disaster. And that's common with this, so we're working through the processes, it's just, we want to get this, we want to keep moving forward, we don't want to stay stagnant. So we're going to push it as hard as we can, but I do need that electricity hooked up. And once we find the building is doable, we're going to go ahead and get that AC repaired where we're not worried about the mold, and we can have probably a quote to repair the wall and the roof first, and then we can start our interior work. But I'm going to let my engineers go through all this. I know we got to get with the fire marshal and things like that nature too. Last update is on behalf of the Independent Levy District. I'm just updating on what we've seen today. The Orange Street Pump Station, good news, the pump's installed. It's not functioning yet, but it's installed, and the motor is on site and lined up. They're waiting for some additional components from the pump manufacturer. We're still looking at October 8th, but that schedule may pick up a little bit. Once that's all said and done, we got to finalize a little bit of funding with Jefferson Parish through the levy district, where we can come in and have energy do the bore and do the electrical. So the electrical will be last to the pump station, but we'll still have the pump operational on diesel backup. Any questions?
Everybody's good? Okay. What else you got?
That'll
Yeah.
complete my update.
Are you finished with the report, or you?
No, I mean, if you got any questions, go ahead and ask them, sir.
Orange Street Pump Station, what's the status of that right now?
Just the Orange Street pump station, that's the one I just talked about, Mr. James. I'll go ahead and say it again. The pump's installed. All the equipment's from Jefferson Parish is over on site, and the motor, the motor that drives the right angle gear drive is installed on site. They're waiting for a couple components from M&L to tie the motor in. Fuel tank is in shipping, so hopefully next 2 weeks we'll get the fuel tank. Depends, because I don't know where they're shipping it from. But the electricians will be on site next week, starting to terminate wires and things of that nature.
Yeah, well, Matt, do we have a completion date? For
They are telling me final acceptance October 8th.
October 8th?
Yeah, and it was the same thing from last meeting, but I think they're picking up a little steam. I see that the deck's in place. I finally got to walk up there without a ladder today. So we're trying to go past that. I mean, the sump, they in the sump doing all the touch-up painting. The fence is getting installed tomorrow or the day after, secure the sump. Then once that's in there, they had a couple questions to the engineer he asked to answer, so I have to call him tomorrow and make sure that he gets that answered so we can unplug the sump and flood the sump, and we can actually start the testing of the pump. But it all depends on when we get the component from M&L. They had on the shaft, it was a wrong connection they sent us, so we're waiting on that shaft, the PTO connection.
And Energy doesn't foresee any problems?
I
of
can't
meeting
answer
their
on
date?
energy right now because that's going to be a different part of the contract, because I think the levy district's going to handle that part. We just need to get the contractor on and out so we can move on and get the boring done and the terminations done.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Any other questions or comments?
Thank you, Joe.
Great job.
All
Thank you,
right,
Joe.
thank y'all.
Okay. Down department heads. Got anything, callers? I know we've been going through. I think a couple of them called me today, might be interested in coming, so, again, if y'all know anybody want to work.
I want to interview him. I don't want anybody just to collect a check. He's the man who work.
That's true. But I want to thank Carlos stayed all day today. Well, toward the bridge side, they got a big mound of dirt. He kind of leveled all that off. Toward the bridge side where it caved in, he leveled that. He spent all day just about leveling that off, so make it look nice instead of having that draft fall. So I want to tell you thank you. Okay? Let's move on to Mr. Ronnie. Come on up. Gordon Club.
Council, Mr. Mayor, thank you for the time. This is going to be a little interesting. I got a different twist on what I'm going to talk about today. We were out on the beach cleaning up the sand from around the signs. There were several of them, the sand piled up around the signs, and you couldn't see the signs and stuff. And the thing that I'm going to talk about is kind of a comical but sad at the same time. We had no life rings that needed any attention.
Good. Hope people.
However,
Uh-oh.
now they're taking our signs and they're vandalizing the signs by scraping the letters,
Scraping
the mile marker signs.
Wow.
Yeah. So we spent some time trying to get the signs straightened out today, and hopefully we can have the rest of the beach, because I did up until possibly right in the front here, and I'll have the rest of the beach to do this week. So that's the project that the Garden Club's working on right now. And I'm going to give you all a list of the signs that are missing or vandalized at the next meeting. Okay, the other thing is a young man by the name of Kyle Crosby got in touch with me today. And he wants to do a segment on Grand Isle, about Grand Isle. And he and I are going to get together on Friday, and we'll be filming different places, and he'll be flying a drone so that he can have some shots of different areas on the island. So Leota has volunteered to come with us, and it looks like we're going to be able to do a story on Grand Isle, for Grand Isle. And that's going to take place on Friday. Any questions?
Any questions for the board?
Anybody got my signs? Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Ronnie.
Mr. Ronnie. All right, let's move on to Mr. Weldon.
Good evening, Mayor Cominell, members of the Town Council, members of the general public. I'm Weldon Danos with the Grand Isle Port Commission. I have two projects to report on and one announcement. First off, our new projects, our oyster processing facility, which is budgeted for $250,000. This is to construct an enclosed secured structure, boat slip, bulkhead, and walkway on the west side of the commercial dock. The low bidder for that project was C&O Marine out of Mandeville. We have signed the contract with them and had a pre-construction meeting on August 18th, 2025. The funding for this project will be strictly grant money that we have gotten. First off, $100,000 from Louisiana Sea Grant, and then at the Jefferson Parish Council meeting held here last month, we were awarded $150,000. And so I'd like to thank Councilman Tim Kerner, Councilwoman Jennifer Van Bracken for giving the Grand Isle Port Commission $150,000 towards this project. Next is expansion of our Oyster Farm 2 for $25,000. This, again, is to expand it from 13.5 acres to 27 acres. We have gone out with a request for proposals to 5 contractors, and we have set a date for August 29th in a couple of days for them to come back. Anyone that is interested in doing this project to give us their proposal, and then we'll look at the low bidder there. The last thing is, if you have not heard, I have been appointed the new president of the Ports Association of Louisiana. This appointment is for the next 3 years, and I will have the opportunity to represent the 32 ports across the state of Louisiana, along with 100 associate members. So it's an honor and a privilege. Thank you. It's an honor and privilege to do this, but most importantly, it's an honor to represent the town of Grand Isle, as we move forward for the next 3 years. That is my report. Any questions or comments?
Great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What's the status on the water for the commercial fishermen?
The,
Water.
oh, yeah, we're going to be working on installing a water line on the
I've been
wet.
hearing that for 5 years.
Yeah.
And every time y'all come to this meeting, it's all about oysters, oysters, and oysters, which I have another problem with the oysters. Our rates went up, and we don't, and we provide our own power. I'm sure with this $250,000 facility, y'all gonna get the power done for them. So we provided our own power. So when, I keep saying, oh, it's coming, it's coming. It's not here yet.
Okay, I'll get with Jefferson Parish Water and come back with a date.
Thank you so much, Mr. President.
You're welcome, and a cost.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for the question.
All right.
Thank you so
Any
much.
other questions or comments?
No, sir.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Oh, okay. Ordinance, we have none. None. Resolutions.
Do we have anyone from the fire department for a report?
No.
I don't see no other.
We had 2 special meetings for the fire department to appoint their board.
The chief, Josh Santney, requested to be removed off of the agenda.
I'm sorry, what
The
happened?
chief, Josh Santney, requested to be removed off the agenda. It's not on your agenda, right?
Right, that's why
Okay.
I'm asking, but since the fire department did ask us to appoint 2 members, we'd like to know, do they have a full board now? Do they have a president? Does anyone know?
Yes, we have a full board.
You, can you tell me who they are?
I was appointed as the president.
Who appointed you?
The board, well, let's stop it right here.
Okay,
This is a town meeting.
yes.
Questions for the fire department should be brought up at their fire department meeting.
Excuse me, Councilman Balthammy.
I'm just
The
saying.
fire department is the one that requested special meetings from the town of Grand Isle to appoint members.
And they did.
Now, the fire department has to be taken off of our agenda.
Correct.
Okay, we had a special meeting. One
Okay.
was canceled, another one we had. It's a perfectly valid question.
I didn't say it wasn't a
To
good question.
ask.
I'm saying ask it at their meeting, because they have
No,
monthly
I'm
meetings.
asking here, they asked at a town meeting for us to appoint. I'd just like to know if it was appointed and who appointed you president.
I'll answer that question at a fire department meeting. Thank you.
You refused to answer. Then I asked that the town check into dual office holding.
Fine, we already did. That's good. That's great.
And you have
Yes, we had an
answer on
opinion
that?
by the attorney.
I'm sorry,
We had an opinion by the attorney.
by a attorney?
Yes.
Or do we have one from the attorney general? Is they're the ones who handles dual office?
Call and ask for one, James.
That's
I
what I'm
mean,
doing right now.
Well, good,
Okay?
good.
I'm glad we do have a board now for the fire department. It's
Resolution
Yeah,
9A,
it's done.
Thank you.
resolution to
Okay.
enforce and implement participation in open meetings in accordance with Act 393 to require public bodies to accommodate members of the public with a disability recognized by the Americans with Disability Act, such that those members of the public can participate during the open meetings.
This is the town of Grand Isle required by state law, Act 393, to make sure that all citizens, including those with disabilities, have the opportunity to participate in open public meetings. The resolution ensures we follow the American Disability Act by providing reasonable accommodations when needed.
Is this just to kind of like go pick them up if they need to come to the meeting, or how does this?
No, as,
she
like
can
it
explain.
states in the resolution, we would have to have accommodations like teleconference, video conference, or other viable alternative methods, or even by way of submitting their comment
Oh, okay.
before the meeting of anything on the agenda.
So we're looking at like televising it for them?
It depends
Okay.
how the request is going to be made, how we could accommodate it during that meeting.
So we're
And-
asking them their opinions and what they want us to do, whether televised or just commenting?
Whatever we would have available at that time. If,
Okay.
say, our system went down, we
Mhm.
could say, okay, give me your comment.
Okay.
And then I will read it at the meeting.
Okay.
Or I could hook up a telephone,
Yeah.
any way that's accessible at that time.
Okay.
It's my understanding, it's up to the individual to request this, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
Right.
definitely.
So, you want to do a joint motion on that?
I make a motion, we accept.
I
Moved by
second it.
James, second by Holly. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So be it. Okay.
9B, a resolution approving the redivision of the revised plat of survey showing hurricane preliminary plat.
Motion to accept.
Moved by Brian, second by
I second.
Holly. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, so be it. Thank you.
10A, Grand Isle Port Commission requesting approval to install no-wake zone signs at the end of town streets located along Bayou Thunder.
I know, Mr. Weldon, you've been working on that. Come give us a little report on that.
Okay, so thanks for putting me on the agenda for this request. So basically, Bayou Thunder is a no-wake zone area, the whole length of Bayou Thunder. And that ordinance was established back in July 13th of 2004. And I've been approached by a couple of camp owners there that watercraft operators are not following the no-wake zone. And so when I looked at the overall area, we did have no-wake zone signs out there prior to Ida. I think they were on pylons and they blew away. And so looking at that situation, I think perhaps the easiest thing here to resolve is what I'm proposing is to install some no-wake zone signs at the end of, I believe, 10 streets in the Chenier area, and you'll see a map in your packet, and I'll put a red X at the end of those streets that we can install some no-wake zone signs. It would be a 2x4 steel sign with white background, black letters like what we have in Bayou Rigo, and they would be installed at the end of the streets right there at the water's edge. I thought this was the best solution versus trying to, one, install signs again in the bayou, because half the bayou is Jefferson Parish and half is Lafourche Parish, and also to install signs on pilings is a big effort. And so when I mentioned this to one of the camp owners, he thought, it was a pretty good idea. So since the streets are town property, I would need approval from this town council in order to do that. Unless somebody else has a different idea or suggestion, that's what we would propose to do. So in your packet is the formal request with the name of the streets and what we want to do. You have a copy of the ordinance 2004-01, which was adopted in July 13, 2004. And then you have a map with all of the streets, the names, and then the X marks the spot where we would like to install those signs. So are there any questions or comments on this proposal?
A joint motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So be it.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other organization I need to approach to do this?
Good.
Did you
Okay.
speak with Ms. Kim at Kim Chauvin? I know she approached me about some of the wake zones.
Yes, so two things are happening. One is, we're going to be having a meeting to talk about that and invite the Coast Guard, because it's not a matter of installing the no-wake zone signs, it's a matter of enforcement.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the second thing is the Port Commission at their meeting next week, we're going to be looking at a no-wake zone at further areas along Bayou Rego and establishing an ordinance for that. And so once we do that, then I'll meet with the Coast Guard and make sure that they have the people necessary to do this enforcement, and then we'll move forward with that.
Thank you, Mr. Weldon.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the food.
Okay. Councilman request? Mr. James?
You may have heard, there's been some discussions with the Jefferson Parish Water District about the quality of Grand Isle's drinking water. And let me say, our drinking water is safe to drink. They, what the concern is the percentage of the chlorine in the water at your tap. And I'm just concerned with getting that chlorine level up to the standard the state specifies. It's rather difficult getting the Jefferson Parish Water Board to actually do everything they need to do to bring it up there. But the process has started, and we're working on finding a solution to be able to get our chlorine level up. At this time, there's no reason for concern. There's no reason not to drink the tap water. Are there any questions or anything anyone has on the water in Grand Isle? If not, then I'll move on to our garbage contract is coming up for renewal. One of the things that we have with it is a 2004 ordinance that separates or creates different rates for residents and non-residents, and also people who rent their houses or camps. And it's an adjusting or a floating rate, depending on how many beds you have. A number of camp owners who rent have complained about, if because their camp can hold or sleep 20 people, they're being charged 12 months a year for renting out to 20 people, where in fact they may only rent 4 or 5 months out the year. I'd like to pursue changing that ordinance to where we have one bill for everybody on Grand Isle. If we'd have a residential bill and also a commercial bill. But some of our camp owners are paying up to $250 a month, 12 months out of the year. And they feel that what that is a tax that's imposed on them, and they don't have representation. So that's one of the things I'll be working on, putting together an ordinance to get it where everyone pays one uniform bill on our garbage pickup. And if anyone has any comments on it, I'd love to hear from the community on this. Yes.
What is the difference in the money going? What is the difference between a resident and a non-resident? $20-something, basically. Where does that $20 you collected for 12 months?
Yes.
Where does it go?
From what I understand, the way our current contract reads, we pay Pelican to pick up our garbage. But then we have to pay River Birch Waste to accept our garbage, to put it in their landfill. So that money is being utilized to pay that cost.
So you're saying that the residents are not paying enough? The residents are not paying enough to pay? I mean, if everybody went to the residential fee, would that pay all the additional fees that they have to pay off the line, like the River Birch and all these other companies?
Or, when I say we're up for renewal on the contract, it could be put in the contract that once the garbage collector picks it up, he pays for dump fees. and just have one bill. We'll see what it comes. I understand we pay roughly just under $85,000 a year for our dump fees.
Well, what I'm saying is, do we need to raise the residential rate higher? And, or do we need to bring the non-residents lower? So it equals out. It should be, at the end of the year, it should be zero balance, no profit.
That's what I understand it is right now, where the town does not make a profit on the garbage.
Then
And that's what we're striving to do. If now, I was informed that our next bid, we could expect a rate increase regardless of anything. Well, yeah, because everything has been going up.
So saying that, then
What I'm saying is everyone should pay their fair share for their garbage, and anyone has anything else to say about it or comments? 'Cause I'd love to hear where we're going with it.
In
What-
wintertime, can we go to one collection a week? That would reduce the cost. We don't need two collections in the wintertime.
That was asked. I asked that of two of the contractors that were thinking of bidding on the contract, and they both said no. The reason for that, to satisfy this contract, they have to pick up trucks. They have trucks that they have to put online, and the employees that they have to hire. And they wouldn't, they're not in the business of hiring people and laying them off in the winter. So they keep their people and keep it going. If it's something we put in the contract, they may have to do it, but I wouldn't expect, in talking with these two companies, I wouldn't expect a rate reduction for it. And that has to do with their business models, how they do business. So it's not, we may have one that says, yeah, we're willing to do that.
Last time, as a possibility that the town could select one collection during the winter. And somewhere along the way, the town decided to have two collections, and we never did really get the reason why. Now, if that's the reason why, okay.
Well, that being said, we may be able to find a contractor that is willing to do that or able to do that.
I remember there was a different price that they gave us for one collection in the winter, for 5 months or so. something like
Yes,
that. Okay.
I understand.
We can look
I'll
on that.
look into that, yes.
If you're fixing to put it out on bid, could you not accept bids in both terms, once a week and twice a week, and then let the council decide which is more cost effective?
That does seem to be an option.
I would like to see it stay at 2, because you don't know what kind of garbage your neighbor is going to put out. And to have to wait a week for it to get picked up with the problem of raccoons and coyotes. 2 sometimes isn't enough, but at least it satisfies our needs at this time.
Yeah.
And this is what happened last time. The council got the feedback from the community, and at that time, more people still wanted the 2 rather than the 1.
That's right.
That's why that had passed back.
Right, and it's understandable, like you say, we do have a lot of fish heads, seafood, and everything else put in the garbage, and you don't want that out next to your house for a week. But,
We don't have that much in the wintertime.
right, we don't have that many people coming down,
Visitors are
right,
not here in the winter.
right.
Okay, well, like I said, you're gonna work on that,
And, you're right,
like we talked about.
it's a process, like I say, we may have, well, we will need to address a 2004 ordinance before we could change to an even billing for everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
I think it is doable, because you just need to specify whenever you're doing for your bid, to put in there which month,
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, well, like I said, we working on it. I know, James, we've been talking about it.
Right. And- and-
James been talking to our staff and talking with me about it, and I said, we'll start looking at it, so we're gonna look at every angle we can to work things out, Okay, one more question, we're gonna move on. What you got?
One question, since y'all gonna have a council meeting on the garbage, about possibly redoing it for camp owners and residents and all, why not just throw the water meters in there too, so they all have the same rates? Same thing with the water rates, there's 3 different rates.
That's with the parish, yeah.
The water is handled by Jefferson Parish. We pay our water bills to Jefferson Parish Water District.
Right.
So the town doesn't regulate them or their billing. But the other thing I say about the garbage is that one of the main points is that they take all the garbage that is put out. Today, some garbage collectors are trying to restrict people to 1 garbage can. And that will not work for Grand Isle. I mean,
One of the biggest problems is a lot of them don't have the garbage racks out. And we started tagging a few of them, and they just throw the bags on the side of the road. And you go down, this morning I was riding down the street, people left for the weekend, they don't have a garbage rack. So we've been, talking with Ian, working with David and Ian all, and with the girls, we want to tag them with a red tag, because it's got so much of a mess. And then on the beach, the coyotes at night, every Monday morning, Sunday evening, you could take a ride, you got coyotes dumping the garbage all over the beach. So the bottom line is like James said, we kind of looked at the big garbage can with the wheels on it and all that. But we had brought that years back when they first started that, but it looked like it worked better the other way by putting the stuff, because the wind's always blowing on the island back and forth. That's why we encourage the people to come in and put your garbage rack. It's just facing LA1 down the street. It could be a north wind, it could be a south wind. Most of the garbage is in a rack state. They still got a few of them that don't even pay attention to that, So, yes, sir.
Is there an ordinance about garbage trucks that you have to have?
Yep. And then there's a lot of people that bill, and they come in and they're gonna get it a little later and all, but it's just, it makes a difference when you got a garbage truck. It does, Okay, well, we're gonna work on that, continue. Hey, Mr. Walter, go ahead, sir. Huh? I'm sorry. I didn't understand.
a garbage drum?
Garbage czar. A czar. Like one man over the whole thing.
Bizarre.
Yeah, but
Instead of the council. He wants, like, one person do it instead of having the whole council, like it's like a czar.
Oh, okay, I got what you're saying. Okay, all right. Okay. All right, let's move on. James, what else you got?
That's it for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Holly?
Okay.
Okay.
So I am working on a grant and wanting a splash pad at the community center. And one of the steps is needing to do a land survey. So talking to Ms. Suzette Sims, I would like the town, if possibly, to get approval so I can go out and look at getting a land survey for the grant to put in a splash pad over at the community center.
And I'm glad you brought it up, because when Timmy came and visited, right after you got elected, when he came around, I said, we talked about, in fact, your grandpa, right there, for many years, and Shelley, your mother's in the back, he always wanted to put a swimming pool in that area.
Mhm.
So we told him that you were talking about that.
Yeah.
So he's aware of that, and he's talking about, definitely got some money to help us. I know he's been in touch with all of y'all, all of us.
Yeah, I've already discussed with him, so
Right.
we already have a budget with the matching.
Right.
So my next big step is just doing the construction work in it and needing approval from the town, if possible, and having to do a land survey, do the mapping and all that, doing all that stuff. But my biggest, the one thing I'm having to do, and I have the email too, so if anybody would like to see, is getting approval for the town, if possible, of putting there. Because I would like to, hopefully, after completing this project, where eventually behind the community center can be like, almost like an athletic community center in the back, like a outdoor workout in the middle of the track like we used to have, but one that can sustain the salt air and stuff like that, even possibly redo the track with certain paddings. There's a whole bunch of grants. I've been looking into that. But the splash pad is what I'm working on right now. So I would like if there's a way to open, I'm not sure how that works, if there's a way to open the agenda for approval.
You got a dollar amount?
The budget I have is 400,000, so.
No, for the survey.
No, I don't have that. I don't have
Why
that.
don't you, yeah,
Hmm.
No.
well, we could find out where we got the four corners of the, you know.
I'm for it, I just want to see what.
Yeah, we all for it.
Yeah, I'm
We're
for
gonna,
it.
yeah, we're gonna work on that quick.
Because I could put it in the budget. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Because my grant match is 400,000. It's a Tim Kerner's putting up 200, so it's the grant will match that.
That's what he told me.
So
Didn't we have to get one when we did the baseball field?
Yeah.
because she gave me a sample of it, like I said, I can show you all the emails, but what of a sample she's given me, because it does include like with the baseball fields and all that. So, but I see a little area that would be a good spot for it. Okay, yeah,
Well, what
because
you
it would
do is
be like
come up with- draw a little draft, what you think was gonna look like. and you
yeah,
do that.
because it'd be like wheelchair accessible. It'll go for the special needs, if any. You know, it would just be really cool and fun. And I think it would bring a lot because we also
Absolutely.
want to add like benches and maybe like a picnic area, cabana kind of, so people could do parties. Up, just bring more people from the, all over to come to the town.
I don't think we have a problem with that, right, guys?
Nope,
Right?
not at all.
Joint motion, all in favor, signify. And it's okay, go with
Thank
it
you.
and we'll work with you.
A splash pad. It's like almost like a little water park. It's got
The water
like
shoots
the
up.
little water umbrella shooting, little water slides and stuff. But it doesn't go into a pool. You
It
can
absorbs
actually
back
do
into the
it.
ground.
You could do it where it goes through, and then it will just flush out.
Yeah.
Or backs in, it goes back to the
Yeah.
filter.
I'm hoping to do a pirate kind of ship theme, kind of Sycamore Jean Lafitte. So I got a lot of ideas working with the grant people and working with Miss Suzette with the Louisiana State Park Grant Fund with the Land and Water. So yeah, and I've already got in touch with Craftsman's Play, I believe they're called, that does a lot throughout Louisiana and such. They've done Lake Charles and all that splash pads. So getting prices from them and such. So
She was at, it was all divided up at the LMA conference, and she was going for grants and grants, and James is doing something else, Ryan and Lauren and Mike, it was all scattered all over the place, so she come, Ms. David, the grants are unbelievable. So through LMA, she can get in touch with somebody in Baton Rouge, and they got a bunch of, they'll, like Cliff Palmer would help us out, so.
next week I should be hearing one for the culinary one I had
Right.
submitted. So next week to see if we get the grant for Marcel Bienvenu to come down, and who did Are You Catholic and Can You Make a Roux? She'll come down, and it's open to the public. And whatever we have left over, we want to be able to hand out to the seniors that weren't able to come. She'll come and cook, show a recipe, and then be able to hand out. So hopefully we get that one. So we're waiting for that next week. Another thing I have, because there's so much talk, I hate Facebook. I don't even go on Facebook, but the transparency. Just there's so much fight going on with social media and who's posting this and that. I would love if there's a way to open and do approval, just so to get everybody on Facebook just to stop the fighting and let's put it all out there. An outside audit, someone who doesn't know us, someone that could come down, just look at all the books. I know we just got forensic audit, but someone from the outside that doesn't know us at all. And to be able to show, like, here's everything, here's the books. If it's all there, be able to say, look, it's all there, now we can stop it. You know, and if there's something missing, then we can look and see, but it's like enough is enough because it's holding back the town from moving forward. There's too much fight, it's going on constantly. I hate social media. I really do. I really do. But I would love to see if we can open up the agenda to kill all the social media fighting and to do an outside audit if we can get approval on that. I don't know how we do it, if there's a way. because we got to find a way to put all this to rest.
And this is what I was going to say in my report. I'm glad you brought it up. Is, we're aware that there's so much social media posts circulating that contains incorrect, misleading information. I want everyone here to know that the town and the council are in.
Put your mic closer.
Oh, I'm sorry. The town council and I are committed to transparency, like James talked about and like you talked about. If you ever have a question about the town business, and you do not need to rely on what's online, you're always welcome to come to the town hall to review the public records and documents for yourself. Our doors are open, and we encourage you to get the information directly. Because you're right. I mean, that social media is getting out. I know, James, you had brought it up the last few meetings. All of you feel the same way, and we all feel the same way. So this is where we're at. I mean, come, doors open, make an appointment with the clerk, and come open the books, what you want to look for. It's there. It's there. I mean, come and look at it.
Yep.
I mean, we got money from FEMA, we get money from different places, and we make sure that we talk to our engineers, talk to our lawyers, and we talk to the previous councils that have worked with, and we always try to do the right thing. So if you got any doubts, your Pacific deal, whatever you want to look at, come on and look. And I'm glad you brought that up, because that's what I was going to read in a little while. So here we are. You talked about it. She's talking about it. It's a good thing, because we're tired of looking at social media. Before it's getting accused and all that, whatever you want to come and look at, come look at it.
I mean, I wish I had that much time where
Well,
I
I
can
mean,
post
it's-
and
it's
be
to the public,
accused
you
of
know?
Kilmore Trout. I wish I had that much time on my hand, but I don't. I really don't.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's gotten to where enough is enough, and we need to do something
Yeah.
about it to lay it all to rest.
Yeah, well, we're audited by the state, do the levy board, the town, do the port commission, Mr. Weller can tell you, and there it is, right there. So what else you got?
That's it.
Okay,
But
thank you. Mr. Bryan?
All right, well, I'm gonna bring up, I guess, Kilmore Trout and all the deep ends are gonna have something tonight on there about it, so. Island Strong Music Fest, we reached out to Grand Isle School when we started for this past year and asked them if they wanted to come in and do the soft drink booth for the kids to raise money for the school. And they came, and only people that stepped up was the Grand Isle cheerleaders. They worked hard, they worked day and night, serving soft drinks. And with that being said, I'd like to make a motion to donate $3,000 from the Grand Isle Community Fair to the Grand Isle School on behalf of the Grand Isle cheerleaders.
We have a motion on the floor. Have a second?
But there's a,
Oh.
like, I'm not
Question.
I'm not doubting it. Like, I'm not saying I want to give to the school, but being it's town funds.
It's not, it's a private account. It's not tax dollar money.
I'm sorry, what?
It's not tax dollar money. We're using the community fair account.
It's town funds,
It's not tax dollar money.
but it's town funds.
Okay, I know, I made a motion to see if we can give them $3,000. We have a cooperative endeavor agreement already with the school that's in place that gives us permission to do so.
Last meeting, we give cat money for $2,500. Why did they care? The school, give it to the
Yeah.
school?
No motion.
A motion by Brian.
Second by Babu.
Babu. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
You opposed?
No.
Oh,
Aye, everybody's an aye? Thank y'all so much for the assistance, thanks.
all right.
And Joe, when you get time, can we line up a meeting? I'd like to sit down and talk with you about Bayou, Turner Island, to see what we can do to get that on the agenda for the Grand Isle, because if we keep losing that island more and more, we're losing protection on the south
He's
side.
got a great update.
Okay.
He'll give you an update where we're at with that.
So through the levy board and everything, we've been working on some grants. It's just, grants are hard, they thick, they got a lot of information to give them. We have a bunch of maps submitted. We currently working, they got some oyster reefs. You see like the Cajun coral. We're looking at that. I got to try and line up a meeting with Michelle Gonzalez to see if they got any funding set through the Coastal Zoning Commission with them, see if they can get something like that. Biggest hurdle is permits. Another hurdle is I got to get with Mr. Weldon. I don't want to affect their oyster reefs. But yes, we are, the levy board and the town, we ping in on this. We're trying everything we can to save that island. Turn Island.
Turner Island, which would consider what people say the crack down East
when you
Central, the
come- when
island
you
is
leave
straight
an
across
island,
from it. It used to go all the way to that old sunken barge. Now it's just wide open bay now.
So currently, a few years ago, I think maybe it was your first term, CPRA put the reef balls out on
Correct, on the back,
one
on the north side.
On the north side. So we have some meetings coming up. I know, let me see what we can do to get some traction on that. We really want to save that island because we got a 40-foot hole on there that's just going to keep eating away. It looks like Caminada Pass wants to reroute herself through that area. We've been looking at it. We're just trying to put the right parts together to get this grant. I know we didn't get accepted for it, but let me get with my team on the grant part of it, and I'm gonna try to get with Michelle Gonzalez to make sure that see if they got any funding specialized for this, because it's very important. It houses birds. I mean, they got the oyster reef right there. A lot of people fish. We don't want to lose that island.
Correct.
Back in the early 90s, I think the levee board, they put a permit out for a bunch of islands. I do have them on my computer. So it's something we trying to gear back up and make sure that we protect some of these islands. I know, like Bayou Thunder, it's split. Bayou Thunder is the line for Lafourche and Jefferson. We have a couple projects with the Bayou Thunder Restoration Project. Quipper's involved. I know that the levee district will release some geotech information to Quipper last week just to help. They got a bunch of funding coming in for that. So we're hitting all these spots, but Turn Island is one of them. I know we got a few grants that we're finishing up for Fifi Island. That's an important island for the backside of the island as well. But we are currently working on that, and I will give you an update after I meet with Michelle.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Next thing, I want to give thanks to the mayor for making the decision last week to get that plane for mosquitoes. They've been bad, and it made a whole difference in the world. I've been cutting grass the last couple of days, and they were not even close to what they were last week.
Yeah,
So
it really
thank you for
works.
making that decision. And that's
Yeah.
all I have on my report.
Okay, all right. Mike, you good? I know you've been dealing with callers, you know. Okay, my report, I just want to let you know since, yes, sir, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay. Mm-hmm. All the funding that's in that community fair account is money that was raised by different events. The Blessing of the Fleet, from when it started back when Josie Sheremy started it. So that's all that funding was brought together by donations and by putting on events. That particular account is no tax dollar money at all in it. So it's all raised by donations and by putting on different events. No, I wasn't.
What about the money that we get off of the community center building? Isn't that in the community center
No,
fund, though?
No, it's a community fair account. It's not community center fund. It's two separate accounts. It's two separate line items.
So that's where the transparency,
Center fund is money used for the community, it's for our parks and playgrounds, for this building, anything with our community.
But don't we get the money for the, because my understanding is the money we got off of that because of the seniors in ordinances, it wasn't mentioned anything about the multiplex. So like that money would only be used for the community center for its usage.
okay? We got anything? That's it? Okay, my report is just like I said, we had, with the council, myself, we went on and met with Governor Jeff Landry, and we had the Corps of Engineers, we had all of them, and I want to praise the board for being there because they could tell you, we were talking all around them, but the two-star general and the higher-ups came, two of them appointed from President Trump, never got their cards made, one of them from Alabama, another one from Mississippi. They could tell you, I know Harley and James and all of us was right there just making sure that any questions that we can ask was going on. They could tell you, we had a great meeting. We went traveled in the little buggies, explained to them where the erosion was and where the rocks need to be. Since that time, we got a lot of phone calls. We're working. Gordy Dove with CPRA has been back and forth with me. Been working the last 2 weeks strictly on different projects, the levee board and especially this one here. We definitely are pushing things up. So it looks like, you know, from Gordy, talking with Gordy and all that, the Colonel Otans are ready to move. He's ready to move on all this. Remind you, he's from Houma. He's a Cajun man. Got the governor. All the connections to Washington right now is all in our hands. We all have to get together. This is the only time we're going to have, in my experience in all these years, we have all the right connections to the top. We're all on top of it right now. So any ideas that this council or you have to make Grand Isle better, working closely with the port and the levee board, this is the time to get it done. We got the right people from the parish, we got the right people for the state that's representing our area, and we got the right people from the federal government. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So there's a lot of times, yeah, David's not here, but I'm going to tell you one thing. There's a lot of stuff going on that we're working things out. So I want to thank the governor, and you know, half of his team came last weekend, and I spent quite a few hours with them and talking with them, and the governor's all excited. He wants to save Grand Isle. We're pushing every angle we can, and then working with Jefferson Parish at the water. I know we're working on that, and then also with DOT. I rode around with the guy, DOT, the head man, and we took pictures. We showed him everything. I want to thank the parish, working closely with Cynthia and Jennifer and Timmy. They're really pushing things. It's us. We're all one family here. Might not be all right to some of the people, but let me tell you something. It's coming. It's coming. We got a great team. We're working together. We're concerned about different things on the island, the ideas this young lady's bringing up, any ideas. It's amazing. But the main thing, again, I keep on telling y'all, the really thing that really bothers me in my heart and all of us is this is very serious. We're working seriously on the Coast Guard station. And we got the right people involved, talking with the parish higher-ups, the representatives, and, you know, keeping y'all abreast where we're at that. So we're working closely with the Baton Rouge, with the governor's office. These two guys working, talking with us right now. So we're still trying to put things together. We're working on it. And like I said, the impression I got, as I even mentioned, if you remember, when we was on the beach, the two guys that we talked to that President Trump didn't give cards, we did mention at the side, talking about housing to bring our people in. You were there, you were there. So we kind of threw it different angles where they can listen on both sides. So, and you know, Shelley, you were right. You know, there's 306 mayors. I have to tell you this. Out of 360, I was with 66 of them. Nobody want to work. Nobody, like you just said, it's all over. It's all over. It's amazing. You know, the way we were raised, you know, get off the bus, go shrimping, come back, and take a bath in salt water and go upstairs at 2 o'clock. My mom would wake me up and turn around and take a shower. We had 10 minutes. We lived like that. We raised like that. So by coming in, and the speech that I gave the other day, I told them all, Grand Isle's a jewel. It's unbelievable, the people that love this place, the families that come here that love this place. And we all knew that. We all see that on the beach. For the 4th of July, it was unreal. To see the kids catching crabs and with a little palon with the chicken necks and all that. You can't do that nowhere else. But talking to the different people and talking to the assistants right now, I'm trying to get to the assistant of Mike Johnson and tell them that, you know, to make sure that we push things. So we have the right connections right now, us as a team. Everybody's got ideas. You have ideas. You know, we talked about the birds earlier. We talked about the birds. Ms. Jean, you've been doing a fabulous job. For March, getting it all ready. You brought it back. I mean, you've been handling it way back for so many years. You do a great job. It's still, you know, people will have to come. They start coming in March, and you do a great job with that. So we're ready. We're ready for the people. But we got to put the rocks. Rocks are number one, that we can sleep at night, let it heal. I can promise you, I can tell you right now, I promise you, we're not going to let another dredge no more. We're going to put rocks first and work with Mother Nature and then bring the dredge. That's got to be done. And I think we have the colonel here that's listening to us. I know, James, you talk to him. Hawley, you talk. We all talk to him. We all tell him the same page. This is what it takes, you know. And then never brought it up. We're still working on the sunflowers. We're still working on that. There's some hope that we're going to, you know, it's just right now, it's hurricane season. I know some of y'all cut it, but we're still working on it. OTAN is telling me we got some plans. You know, I see you there, and I told you to just hang tight. Some of them cut it, Chris is going to cut them not to cut it. But right now, it's storm season, lay low. And like I said, we're working as a team. Y'all all calling me once in a while, what we doing? Right now, the Corps loves us. We're working on things.
Did they say when we get the rocks in?
Well, this is the deal right now. He's still telling us that we think that we can do CPRA, Gordon King, Gordon right now is telling us right now that he's telling, we have the plans. We gave it to you 12 months. Can we finish it? And that's when the little two-star general, James, remember, he said, I got to get back to Washington and check it out. So
He asked for grace.
Right, grace.
Time to work it out.
Right. So he's getting pressured right now. The governor's pressuring it. The governor's going high up and telling him, push it. So that's where we at. The impressed that I think we got, James, and all of us that was there, I want to let you know that them two young men that was appointed by Trump was really amazed to see Grand Isle. Never expected like that. And they're seeing where the rocks were at. They're seeing where they were. They know that I walked 89 steps, and in 3 days it was gone. 163 feet was to the levee. Where the last rock's at, and I've told them all that, and we showed them. And Joe did a great job. Sending all the paperwork, the questions that we asked. So I just want to give you a little homework. It takes time. You listen to the other mayors. They're still waiting on money for Katrina. You heard Joe tonight. Now we got FEMA. We're probably for a third or fourth team coming in. Huh? 5 and 6. 4 and 5 new ones coming in to come back and see what we want. That's where Scalise talking with his staff. That's where Kennedy, when I talked to Cassidy in New Orleans, I said, that's where the trouble's at. Every mayor, every council's got to repeat over and over what we need. The chief of police has got his deputies, my building inspectors, going through FEMA, all the regulations. It always change. But the bottom line is that it's a fight. Once I show you, or you walk with somebody, you show them the whole island. You show them the whole island. 3 months later, they're sending somebody else from California to look at it. Never looked at what he had. It's time to change the government. We're on the right track. It's a lot of bull. You know, the truth's there. We tell them like it is, and then all of a sudden we've got to start with a stranger coming back. So hopefully this is going to change. I'm seeing a big difference with the connections we have. Constantly talking to many of them, higher ups along the coast, all along the coast, going through the same thing. So we're trying to follow the FEMA laws. Some people don't like it. In the meantime, we're trying. Some of them ain't doing it right. You know, we do what we got to do. Let some of them come to court, some of them whatever. We got to do what we got to do. But we're trying. So again, I want to thank all of y'all. Have a little patience. It's still summertime, as far as I'm concerned. But let's pray a lot to get some more families here, please. We don't want to be a village. There's 107 of them right now. Keep on preaching. And listen, it's horrible. We as all the mayors try to help them every way we can. It's horrible when you got to go back to your parishes and ask for a little bit. We're fortunate that we got the richest parish that we pay taxes, and they represent us well. Any one of us could call. Any one of us could call, even the constituents. So I have to tell you that. Just have a little patience. It's only going to get better. And other than that,
And Mr.
thank you.
Mayor, you also showed the governor of the Coast Guard station.
All right, you're right.
Working on
Right,
that.
right. We all went out the bus. I'm glad you caught that because we are constantly working on that. The council got out the bus. Little Timmy had come see me before, and he said, I wish I could have something like that in Lafitte. So we're all moving on that. There's a lot of steps, but I think we're jumping a couple of hurdles. The governor got in. We got people talking from the governor's office with us right now. And Gordon King talked. A guy in Baton Rouge right now is talking with the governor's staff and working with the federal government. And I'll give you all updates on that. So it's getting a little while. Takes a little while, but to meet the right people. And I think the governor had the right people to say, and he told us what he told us. We're going to make this happen. You know, so that's where we're at. So again, have a little patience, and God bless y'all. And like I said, let's pray that we get some more kids here and some parents here, because this is a wonderful little school. Collect some serious money from the taxpayers to keep it open and to keep everything going. And the ideas like this young lady and all of us put to bring our kids, let's just keep positive. And let's stay off the media. You know, I mean, you know, it's horrible. Let's just try to have a heart for each other and try. You can't imagine the phone calls and the people that call me and say, what's going on in Grand Isle? And why it's like this, why it's like that. I said, well, you know, everybody got the opinion, but we're all together, we're all families, and we're gonna keep on doing the right thing. That's all I'm asking. Let's work together, come up with some ideas, and let's move forward. So again, I need a motion to adjourn. Moved by Brian, second by Boo, all in favor, signify.
Aye.
Thank you all.